I'm glad too.
All right, Lizzie, I've turned on the recording.
Thank you, Denise.
I'm going to mute everybody and then it's all yours, okay?
Mhm. Thank you, Denise, our Zoom admin, always. And thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. We've got a pretty open agenda, a few things to cover, and then certainly lots of time for any questions or engagement or thoughts from the group. I do have some notes I want to share with everyone about some upcoming events and news. First, we have RLI in Albany this weekend, if anyone still needs to register. We also have, of course, our Legacy Brunch on November 17th, and we're going to talk about that quite a bit more with Don and Jim and Dana here. We just posted something new to the calendar, so if you've been checking out the calendar at cnyrotary.org under events, you'll see upcoming events. That has our full calendar of events, including a lot of clubs who post and share their events there. But you'll see on January 15th, that's a Wednesday at 7 p.m., we're going to have a Club Runner webinar, and it's going to teach you more about using the Club Runner app. They have recently redone their app, and it's really, really handy. And I want to make sure everyone has some training on how to download it onto your phone, log in, and access the information in there, including you can update your own info, you can look up members you need to reach out to, you can find when and where a club is meeting. It's very convenient and handy to have right at your fingertips. So we're going to get a full webinar on that in January. Also wanted to share some of the latest headlines in our CNY News Network. Owego Rotary has a craft fair coming up on November 17th. Niskayuna is doing a gift card fundraiser. Oneonta just had their road rally, and Baldwinsville just had a Birds and Brews event this past week. Galway and Twin Bridges have a wine and whiskey tasting next Thursday. That sounds fun. And I encourage everyone to, again, go to cnyrotary.org and go to the news network. Of course, you'll get your monthly news network in review on November 1st with a little note from me. But always good to just check in because Joe is posting news there all the time for you. And then unfortunately, we did have some sad news in the news network. We've had quite a few losses in the Rotary family in the last few weeks, and most recently a past district governor. So you can see a little note there from our DEI chair Pam about grief with a very beautiful poem if you're feeling a little bit sad from some of the news, along with obituaries and opportunities to share your condolences. Welcome everyone who logged on. I see a bunch of faces I didn't see before I opened up my notes, so glad you're here. Just gonna put everyone on mute. All right. I also want to share some good news. We're getting through all the area visits, and I've been having a great time. I have 2 more again this week. Tomorrow night I will be in Sequoia with areas 2 and 3. And Wednesday night we'll be going to a basketball game at Binghamton University with areas 8 and 14. It's all going to be a lot of fun. I look forward to hopefully seeing some of you at these events. And we still have 4 more area events to schedule. So we're mostly done. And I thank all of the area reps and all of the clubs that have hosted and all the folks who've made those possible thus far. They've been a really enjoyable time. And I hope everyone who came out to their area visit made some nice connections, learned something about your neighboring clubs, and met some new people. All right, I'm going to invite our foundation chair, Don, and our foundation giving subcommittee chair, Jim High, and fellow brunch committee member and CNY Rotary Secretary, Dana, to the floor. And I will turn it over to you all to share again a little bit more about our upcoming legacy brunch, where are we at with the legacy part, where are we at with the brunch part, and let everyone know. You're on mute, Don.
I think Dana did that deliberately to me. Is that past district governor shutting off another past
When
district
I
governor?
do something.
I'm
Thank
sure
you.
it's what happened. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for giving me the next couple of hours. We have just kidding, past district governors, George, you guys know how that one works. I want to bring you up to a little bit about the foundation, and maybe just one thing other than the upcoming brunch, which is pretty important. But the all the district grants information has been sent out, so all the clubs should be working on their district grants. I think we're finally getting the money from Rotary International, the foundation, October. Took us a little time to get that with a merged district. We do have money available for global grants. So if you are interested in looking, your club is interested in looking, I encourage you to get in touch with Lana Ruff, Binghamton Rotary. And she can, fill with all the blanks that we have. So we have money. The last thing I want to do is just keep that. In fact, Rotary doesn't let you anymore. Lizzie and I had this sort of an email discussion. They don't let you keep money in the bank like they used to. They want you to spend it. And if they're not, they're going to tell you how to spend it. So we definitely want to use it on club activities. Okay, so we can chat about that. So let's talk about the legacy celebration. Back 29 days ago, on September 30th, we launched $1 million campaign. $1 million. And our initial is that we want to raise that in 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Well, we started out even before because we got a great subcommittee, Jim High, Dana Gerard, Randy Wilson, just great folks who have just come out and really helped. We started the campaign with about roughly 300,000 to 400,000. And as we did the math today, if everybody comes through right now who have said they're going to do something, we're over $800,000 in monies. $800,000 in 4 weeks. Thank you. That's the generosity of CNY Rotary. I mean, I'm looking at a lot of folks I've talked to over the past couple of weeks. We have official totals. We got more running totals than you can imagine because Rotary itself is a little slow. So we got that number. Plus, we know we've had others come in. We have people who are meeting with the Rotary Foundation Major Gifts Officer, Tyler Stokesbury, this week. I've talked to various people over the weekend. So we're doing okay. Now, I'm hoping if everybody comes through and we hit that 800, we still need 200,000 by the brunch. I'm hoping, but let's talk a little bit about that. I know they're still confusing. There's still a lot of there's still a lot of people confused about the foundation, but that's true. I'm looking at Doug. Doug, you've been involved in the foundation for years, and I think you would say the same thing, right? I mean, people are the foundation is not an easy subject. So, Doug, jump in here anytime you want to with any comments, okay? You go back away on the foundation, so you've got a good background.
But Don, you go back further than I do.
Yeah. Well, I certainly have less hair. I mean, I know how that works.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
I'm catching up to Dana, though. That's what I'm working on.
Well,
Here's where we go.
Well, Don,
yes.
I think Arch Clump is on your Christmas card list, so that kind of says it all.
Yeah, we lucked out on that one. Thank you. We'll talk more about that on November 17th. But let's see what we could do there. The idea of these the old term was called $1 million dinner. Okay, it was very exclusive. You only invited the people that contributed to the dinner. And talking with President Lizzie, she said, no, we want this to be not exclusive. We want this to be inclusive. We want to invite CNY Rotary. Let's celebrate ourselves. Okay, I mean, we 3 districts come together. Let's really celebrate that. So that's scheduled for November 17th at the Doubletree Hotel in Binghamton. Same place the conference was. May. Was that okay? Same venue. Might even be one of the same rooms, as far as I know. But that's where the date is. That's our first hit date. Okay, so in these events, what we try to do, we want to raise money for endowment funds, but at the same time, we don't want to hurt the annual fund. We don't want to hurt the Polio Plus funds, because those are our lifelines as well. So the Rotary Foundation, about a year or so ago, for 2025, wants to raise $2.025 billion for the Rotary Foundation endowment funds. Now, the idea of the endowment fund is you put the money in today, and of course, with the Bequest Society, you know what happens. When that day comes and we're not sitting listening to President Lizzie, that money, if we put it into the endowment share account, every 25,000 goes in, 1,000 comes back to CNY Rotary every year forever. Forever. That's why we're talking a legacy campaign. You know, when we all got together and we got various positions in CNY Rotary, the first thing I realized was that we're going to have a lot of clubs that want to do a lot of really good grants, but we're going to be limited. And again, as everybody who's been involved in the foundation knows, we're living off 3 years ago donations now, and there's nothing we can do about that. So as a result, we end up with about $60,000, and then in the money's coming back from the annual fund, and then only about 9,000 total that gets divided from endowments. So we're at the low end of the scale on the endowments. I've been to, you probably have too, you've been to districts where they get $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 every year to start. Imagine what our clubs could do with 100,000, 120,000 for district grants. I mean, we could fund everything. And that's the thing we want to do. We want to take our legacy and we want to make it happen. So basically, the system is pretty good. If you have some money, and we've had some donors who have given us cash, outstanding. But I understand not everybody can do that. You can also give some money through what is called the Bequest Society. And to be a level 1 Bequest Society member, that is a donation of $10,000. Now, you're not making the donation. You're making a pledge for the donation. And you can fund that through your will. You can fund that through a life insurance policy. You can fund that through an IRA, a distribution from an IRA. We are working very closely with a young man who was on the town hall last month. His name is Tyler Stokesbury. And some of you have already met with Tyler, or you're planning to meet with Tyler. And in fact, he's getting booked up with people from CNY Rotary. I had a discussion with him today. It's like, yeah, you keep sending me people. Yeah, that's what we want. So while Doug can tell you some things from his background, I can tell you some things, Dana can tell you some things. Tyler is really a key person, especially like I was talking with a person and they were saying, well, I have some stock. Well, as soon as you start talking stock, you better be talking to a financial planner or real estate. And Tyler is, while he's not a financial planner, he has financial planners on his staff, so they can figure these things out. So what we're doing is we're putting together $1 million. Think about that, $1 million. And that million, as again, unfortunately, as life passes, that money will start to come back to our foundation forever. Every 25,000 we put in, $1,000 comes back every year forever. That means $1 million is $40,000, and probably more than that, because some people are putting in for percentages of IRAs, and that's going to keep increasing. So the process, I hate to say, is not that difficult, but you have to want to do it. And we realize not everybody can do it. We understand that. There are some folks who say, you know, I'd love to, but we understand. Come to the brunch anyway. Now we finally, I think we have some $60, 60 is the ticket on the brunch. It's a nice brunch, I gotta tell you. And we're actually we're absorbing some of the price on that one. But that is, Lizzie, are we like getting up online with that whole registration form or?
Yes, so we'll get the registration sorted tonight, Don, and the email will go out to all members tomorrow with the invitation.
Right. So we'll have that out there. We'd love to get 100 people. I absolutely love to have 100 people. Binghamton's nice in November, right? I mean, I got to figure it's probably better than less snow than Utica, I'm sure. So let's go where I tried to pick like the southernmost spot in CNY Rotary so we could get, you know, that nicely. So and again, I'm looking at people whom I've talked to, and I really, really appreciate it. We're really hoping if we're at 80,000, then we need 20 more people who are willing to go to the Bequest Society. And we'll hit that $1 million. Now, if we don't hit it, and even if we do hit it, we're going to continue the campaign so that when Lizzie has her conference in Albany, we're going to celebrate that legacy again with what we hope is more than $1 million. And again, this, I'll tell you right now, we're not going to ask you next year for the same thing. Okay. So you guys, no, we're not going to do that. Once is enough, I think.
Don, can I share my experience
Jump
with
in.
Tyler?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to, sometimes when Don did a great job explaining kind of all the different ways in which we can leave money to Rotary in our legacy, but it might still be like unclear, what does that mean for me? So I just want to share what it meant for me as like a regular person who doesn't have $10,000 to like write a check for today. I talked to Tyler and we decided that kind of the easiest or like path of least resistance for me was to leave a percentage of my retirement fund, my 401k. So I logged into my 401k and determined what that percentage should be so that I know I'm giving at least 25,000. That's mine and my husband's intention, and which is level 2. And I updated my allocation to have that percentage go to RI. Tyler gave me the tax ID information I needed for the foundation to put in there. So it was very easy, had it all right on hand. And then maybe not everyone's 401k is the same, but mine created a letter that my spouse has to sign and get notarized to confirm he knows that we're making this change. So you can't be sneaky about it. Family's gonna know. And so yeah, that's where we're at. So we got to get our letter notarized to make it official, and then I fill out a form. My husband and I both sign and send to Tyler, and that's it. So it was not too complicated. Tyler made it very easy, and kind of helped guide me to what was best for our family's situation. So
And as Lizzie said, everybody's different. You know, your family, like my wife and I, we revised our will to say the money is going to come to the foundation after the last surviving spouse. So I didn't want to leave my wife without money, and she didn't want to leave me either. So we have as the last surviving spouse. And that was Tyler's suggestion to do that, to kind of, I don't want to say lessen the blow, so to speak. But and my forms were a lot easier. I just signed the money and sent it. It was a little simpler. But again, I know there's all kind of everything. What we do is anonymous until that point where we're never going to reveal how much money actually people gave, but we will put in our program, unless that person says, I don't want to be it, fine, then no problem. We'll put like Bequest Society level 2, Bequest Society level 3, etc. But we'll never, if somebody said, I want to be anonymous, yeah, great, no problem for us. Questions? Any thoughts? Or Regina is out, and Regina, I don't know if Regina's husband and I were governors together, 2002, 2003, and Bob was a great guy. We had so much fun. We were in Spain. Remember that restaurant we went to? It was really it's so nice to see you, Regina. Thank you for joining. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So any questions, or everybody just ready to write the check? No, I'm not just kidding.
and when I was at my area visit in Unadilla, I asked if anybody had their will, and then we could just
Yeah, just do it right then. Do it right then. The other element here, again, is, I don't want to make this a hard push or a hard sell. That's not the point. Our idea is we want to create in CNY Rotary a legacy for the future. We're probably going to keep the same annual fund amount every year, probably the same for polio. So we're looking at ways that we can increase the volume. And again, for those folks who can, and I'm so pleased, again, Lizzie has stepped up. All of our subcommittee has stepped up. So your leaders in the district are saying, yeah, we're going to do this. Dana, I see your hand floating up there.
Yeah, thanks, Don. I just wanted to make the point, and I put it up in the chat also. Don mentioned the $60 ticket, but if you make a commitment to the level of our campaign, you'll be our guest, and you and a +1 will be our guests at the brunch.
Right.
So we'll contact you, make sure, if you've made the commitment, don't go online and buy a ticket. We'll just make sure that you're coming. And the second thing is, we have like 34, 32 people, and I'd say at least a quarter of them have made donations to the foundation at the levels of the Bequest Society or major donor or benefactor. And we thank you for those donations. We have a lot of generous people on this call, and we have many generous people in our region. The tally that we're announcing is based on just the new money that we received in this Rotary year. So the people who are currently major donors or currently Bequest Society members, thank you for that commitment, but your totals won't be added into this campaign.
Right.
You're welcome to look at your situation, and we have people, I became a benefactor in 1993, and my situation is different now, especially my hair, since from back then. So, you know, if you want to reconsider or take a look at your current situation and see if there's a possibility that you could take that next step. And many people have. There's been several people who have done that. So those are the comments that I'd like to make.
Thank you. And Dana and I are speaking to the Ithaca Rotary Club. It is after the brunch, but that's okay. We're also speaking to the Utica Rotary Club, not this week, but next week. So if you need a program, you want us to zoom in, you want us to show up, whatever. That's drinking part of the profits there, I could see, Dana. Right. I always hide things inside my mug too. I mean, it's really in there. Bill, how you doing? Good to see you. Bill Boyd. All right. Bill and I spent some time in Chile together. That was and Deb. That was kind of an interesting trip. And a lot of that was foundation. The things that we did for the schools in South America were all we paid our own way to go to those things. But it was the money was generated from a very gracious district. So we really appreciate that. We're on our way. You know, we're close. We need a nudge to get us over. And but I really, you know, even if you haven't given any money and you want to come to a really nice brunch and celebrate Rotary, celebrate CNY Rotary, then that's a great opportunity for you. And we're going to do that.
And we're getting dressed up. You gotta come.
That's right.
$1 million.
Yeah, it's the idea. That was Lizzie's slogan 6 months ago. I love that. You know, we're going to come out and we're going to dress up like $1 million. We didn't want to call it $1 million dinner because it's not. It's $1 million brunch. Not a. And just think about this: you give 10,000, and we give you a $60 brunch. My God, what a great trade-off that is. I mean, I see a possibility.
John, Terry,
Bring your partner. We'll throw that into. What the hell? We're okay. And again, fortunately, too, ladies and gentlemen, we are lucky. We found some sponsors, so we do have monies that are going to be paid by some of our donors, outside donors, who are going to help pay for every individual who commits that $10,000. We also have because we didn't want to, you know, we're going to have some nice. Brunch type drinks, and those are all going to be at no charge. And we have a donor for that as well. So you not have to worry about those payments or anything else. But we didn't think too many people are going to drink too heavy at noon on a Sunday. But the hotel still has rooms, you know, if you're interested.
John, Tara's got her hand up.
Yes, Tara.
Hi. First of all, I want to thank Don because he's actually helped me a lot in the last 24 hours or whatever, understanding the Rotary Foundation even more. And I've been in Rotary for 38 years, give or take, and I still get confused by it sometimes. But a number of years ago, like 8 years ago, I pledged 10,000 for the big quest. I'm already almost up to level 2 just because the stock market has increased so much. So for me to up it to level 2, I mean, I'm only like $3,000 away from it. And, you know, with the stock market increasing, if you put a percentage in, you can actually, you don't know what you're going to be giving to the Rotary Foundation, but more than likely it's going to be a lot more than you anticipated. Right. And I'm actually one of those people talking to Tyler tomorrow.
And yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to put that out there. If you do it like a percentage versus a set amount in your will, and I need to verify everything with Tyler tomorrow, you could be actually donating. It could grow enough that it's going to give even more to come back to the district down the road.
Exactly. And again, that's the idea of legacy. a legacy. In fact, again, my wife and I, because of the monies that we were able to put in, I created our memorial fund, so to speak, with all of the proceeds coming back to CNY Rotary. And so CNY Rotary, as part of this project, that's where I wanted the money to go. And not that we're telling you where to put it, but if you put it to endowment-share, that's the money that comes back. Okay. There's a lot of great causes in Rotary, that, areas of focus. But the endowment-share is the money that comes back to us. So we've had people splitting it, 50,000 here, 50, 25. That's fine. Talk to Tyler, get it how you want. And then we'll, the $1 million is the $1 million, and what we get back will last forever. Just think about that, ladies and gentlemen. We talk about what we leave behind. And wouldn't it be great that in CNY Rotary, every year, your legacy is remembered because of the money that you've given now for that time when we're not here.
Thank you, Don. Any last questions from the floor about the legacy brunch, about endowment giving or anything like that? Just watch for your inbox in the morning. You'll have an invite to register. And again, as Dana put in the chat, those who are making a commitment as part of the campaign will be a guest of the Legacy Committee sponsor, and do not need to register. Those instructions will be in the email as well. Thank you. Thank you, guys. This is very exciting. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in person at our visit tomorrow, too. All of the Legacy folks will be there. Yeah. Just a couple more announcements I wanted to make, and be thinking if you have any questions or topics you want to bring up for discussion. Important note, and an email going out this week to all the club leaders. November 15th is the deadline for clubs to file your 990 tax form. Every club needs to do this activity. If you go on cnyrotary.org under the More Resources tab, there is a tax support page that provides you with some information about the type of form your club needs to submit, access to the forms that you'll need, as well as access to a Rotarian, Sue Reisman, who is an accountant and who's willing to help any club who needs assistance. But you do need to not wait until the last minute to reach out if you need help. So please take a look at that and reach out if you need assistance. Do not hesitate. She's always happy to help, and she helps many clubs already. Also, last week, we launched our first of our member orientation program. So every fourth Tuesday of the month at 7 p.m., with the exception of December because it'll be Christmas Eve. So that one's a week early. It's a 1-hour session on the basics of Rotary. So we talk about our history, our founding principles, the foundation, the brand, and kind of the structure of Rotary so people can figure out where they fit in this world of Rotary. And we talk also a little bit about the expectations of how to get the most out of your Rotary membership. But we don't talk about anything club specific. We know every club is unique, and we hope that this helps with clubs that maybe don't have the bandwidth to do a full orientation program for every new member. You can send them to this. It's going to be the same program every month, led by someone from our membership or learning committees. The next one is Tuesday, November 26th at 7 o'clock. And if you go on CNY Rotary on our events calendar, all of them are on there, and you register to get the link. So we encourage you guys to take advantage of that. And it's not just for new members. We don't call it new member orientation. It's just member orientation. So just as Tara said, she's been in Rotary for over 30 years and she's still learning new things about the foundation. Maybe you will learn something new even if you're not a new member. So everyone's welcome to attend. Roberto, I'll put the link to this tax resource page in the chat for you. And if you go to that page, you'll get all the information that you need to help with your club's tax filing. And there was one other event that's coming up really soon, and I forgot to mention it. This Saturday is Whitney Point Rotary's Lobster Fest. So if you're in the area, it sounds delicious. I'll be out in Albany for RLI, so I haven't mastered that two places in one thing yet. But lobster is delicious. So encourage that. All right, floor is open. Any questions, any topics that you want us to share about?
Lizzie.
Yeah, hi Donna.
Hi, we have our pancake breakfast this Sunday on the 3rd of November. I don't know if it might have been mentioned before I joined. I don't remember.
It was not, and I'm gonna be going to that, so I should have told everyone. Pancakes in Auburn, Sunday morning out at the BOCES building. Support Warm the Children. I'll be there having my birthday breakfast.
Yay!
Yeah.
Can't wait to see you then.
Yeah. Denise, you have your hand up.
I do. I had been talking with a local bus company to see if there's a way that we could possibly offer bus service from the eastern part of our district down to Binghamton for the foundation
Yeah.
brunch. At this point, it looks like the bus ride would be about $40 a person with pickups in Saratoga, Schenectady, and Cobleskill. If people are interested, talk amongst your clubs, let me know. We have to have a certain threshold in order to make it feasible. I'm going to be talking to clubs in the corridor to see. We could probably arrange an Oneana pickup if there's enough interest. So please reach out to me and let me know. We'll make that determination this week.
Thanks, Denise. Did everyone have a nice World Polio Day? Did you do something to commemorate the day? Rotarians are only shy on Zoom, I'll tell you. Well, my club had a unveiling of some new bird viewing binoculars along the Seneca River that our club installed for our community. And if you're in Baldwinsville, out behind Beeville Diner along the river, there's a beautiful walkway behind WT Brews, one of our corporate members. And there's a couple of binoculars there so you can check out the birds along the river, which tends to include some bald eagles that hang out on the little island there. And we had a Rotary Bald Eagle Stout that the brewery made for the event, and live music, some nature art, some folks from Beaver Lake Nature Center teaching you about the wildlife, and lots of people showed up because it was like 80 degrees out that day. It was the perfect day to be outside watching the birds and drinking beers, and all the money went to polio. Deb.
Area 6 had a wonderful get together where they invited some of the local politicians and a variety of other organizations from around the Syracuse area, and shared our experience with polio and what Rotary has done for polio.
I learned that there are Rotarians who have stories about their direct connections to polio.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Lizzie, my club has been selling candy bars at a local bank. All the money there goes to polio. Now, I talked to Don about trying to do that district wide, perhaps next year. We sell, candy bars for the month of October. We've been raising about $600 at the one bank. They have 3 different locations. Cornell or Community Federal Credit Union has said that they are going to be willing to do that next year. Their calendar was already booked for this year when I'd asked, and a fellow Rotarian from the Ithaca Club is arranging that. And my hope would be is we could pick up some other banks throughout CNY to do that. It certainly gets our name out in the community and raises money for a good cause.
That's great, Doug. Thank you for that idea. Also, my area visit last week for Area 1 in Little Falls was a fundraiser for polio. It was an Italian dinner, and they had Italian foods from local restaurants as a little buffet, and then they had raffle baskets, and 50-50 raffles, and we raised $3,000.
Lizzie, can I make a comment, please?
Yeah.
I noticed, and there's no disrespect, I saw a comment about the price of $60 on the brunch. Okay, I want to tell you, the hotel's charging 29% on top of the price of the food. So the food's only $46, but we have to pay tips. We have to pay, we're not tax exempt, so we have to pay taxes. And that ends up being the additional monies. And I want to throw this out there, and I'm just going to, if you have someone in your Rotary Club who would really, really like to come to this brunch and they can't afford it, send me their name, I'll pay for them. I want them to come. But
So Don, I can send you my name?
Yeah, Jim, we already got your set there, Jim. But I mean, I was down in Pennsylvania at a convenience store, and they were selling a gallon of milk for $5.99. That's a lot of money for a gallon of milk. Have you seen the prices of food that are out there today? That's just amazing. How grocery money just doesn't go far at all. And I've, the hotel is explaining to me they had to raise their wages. They had to pay higher amounts. They got taxed more. So these things, I apologize for the price, but I'm still negotiating with them as we're talking now to keep it down. So, but again, I don't want anybody in your club to say, I'd love to come, but I can't come because I don't have $60. Send me their name, I'll pay for it. Okay, thank you.
I asked earlier, but many of you weren't logged on. Does anyone want to share what their Halloween costume is this year?
I'm going as a new homeowner.
Yay! That's not a costume, that's real.
Hey, Lizzie,
Yeah.
I'm
Hey,
wearing
Conrad.
a blue sweater with dark blue stars.
You're wearing what?
A greenish blue sweater with dark blue stars. I'm colorblind. What are you wearing?
Oh, it's all gray.
Oh, okay.
Just gray with gray.
I noticed that Dana put something in the chat as well about nominations.
Oh
for
yeah.
CNY president.
Thank you, Dana. Yeah, there's still a couple more days left to get in your nominations if you want to be nominated to be a CNY Rotary president, or if you want to nominate someone you think they would make a great leader. We're looking for our president for 2027-28, and nominations are due by the end of this month, and their interviews will be held next month, and we'll hopefully have some exciting news for the end of the year. It's growing our team. If you click the link that Dana shared, that's my blog. Just sharing a little bit about what it's been like since I'm the first CNY Rotary president. So if anyone's thinking about doing it, they might get an idea of what it will entail. And I'll tell you, it's been going really well. I mean, just in terms of being in the workforce and doing this role, that's kind of the question I get most often is, how do you do it? But being able to work remotely gives me flexibility, and you just kind of work all day and Rotary all night, and that's the pattern, and it's working great. I mean, I'm tired sometimes, but as far as my work and my Rotary life, they are aligning perfectly, and I'm really, really enjoying it.
And you're doing a great job at it.
Thank you, Marissa. Thank you. You know, I would love to, the only thing that's holding me back right now is that darn Facebook. They still have us in Facebook jail for CNY Rotary's Facebook page. If you're on Instagram, you can follow us over there. But our Facebook page is still in the appeals process, and we may have to take more drastic measures if they don't give it back to us this week, because it's now been 3 weeks, and it makes me feel like I'm not communicating with anyone when I don't see our updates and reminders and important posts going out on social media. But you know, if you have any questions, you all know how to reach me directly, and you're certainly welcome to. And you can follow me on social media. I still post. I haven't been accused of impersonation yet. I'm gonna put my username right in the chat. You can see my Halloween costume on there too. It's my profile picture. Oh, Dana, I didn't know the microforest planting was this weekend.
Lizzie, it can't be everywhere.
I can't be, but I love that microforest.
You can visit anytime.
I know.
You stroll along the path and meditate and get yourself centered. It's a great
Yeah.
place.
Oh, wonderful. All right, everyone. Well, I won't keep you here if you'd like to enjoy the rest of your Monday night. The New York Giants are going to win tonight, so you'll want to watch. It's going to be a rare occasion, but I'm willing it to happen.
Hope springs eternal, and I
Yeah.
keep hoping, even with my sweatshirt on, it ain't gonna happen.
Can't help it. Once a fan, always a fan.
You got it.